Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to take a look at EZA LR Full Power Frieza. Now, I think Namek Goku to me seems pretty good in the way he's designed. I could see him having a very big impact in difficult content. Now, Full Power Frieza, I've seen people compare this guy's performance to the LR Super Saiyan 4 EZAs, right? So, EGL LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then STR LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. And that really, like, I'm thinking about that, it's like, damn, do I like the LR Super Saiyan 4s way less than I thought I did? I think I do. It's like, thinking about it, right? Like, I mean, Goku could get cooked in a lot of difficult events, right? Like, if he doesn't have type advantage, he takes damage. EGL Broly in Omega. STR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta can get a little better. Their damage is good. I feel like that comparison is true. This Full Power Frieza is actually a little bit similar to the EZA Super Saiyan 4s. I feel like that's correct. The only thing is, whereas their damage, they kind of just come out with it, like Frieza has to lose health to get that. Let's just see. Let's get some turns in here. We're on Cooler's 200% team, right, of course. So 222k defense right there. Frieza's getting 40% defense on Super. He gets 50% defense from his 18-key Super. Then he gets 30% defense from his 12-key Super. It's just, you know, like, what is Frieza at? Like 400k defense, somewhere in that range, right? Like, I don't know if that's really what we're looking for at this point, right? Like, we need better than that. Like, it's, if that's all they're doing, like, you got to give these characters some sort of guard, damage reduction, dodge, something. Sure, it's just an easy Yellow Coin LR. I mean, the LR Goku, Trunks, and Pan, it's a very similar thing with them as well, right? Where I feel like this Frieza, like, yeah, maybe the Super Saiyan 4s, they're on, like, that level of performance. But I feel like Frieza, what we're going to see from him is going to be very similar to, like, Goku, Trunks, and Pan and the EZA Super Saiyan 4s. A lot of these LR EZAs, I guess, have been of a similar level that they could do. I think a lot of the difference is just on, like, the partners that these characters have, right? So let's see Frieza here. Prodigies, Universe's Most Malevolent, Strongest Clan in Space, Big Bad Bosses, Over in a Flash, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. So it'll be easy to get most of these links activated on this Cooler team. Now, Frieza has two 200% leads, I believe. Right, he has Captain Ginyu's, and then he has LR Coolers here. All right, let's see what Frieza gets in terms of his damage. 7.14, right? I feel like the LR Super Saiyan 4s would be, like, they're in, like, a similar range to that, right? Now, Frieza gets extra ki and extra damage if we lose HP, right? He gets 2 ki 40% attack if we're under 80% HP, and then if we're under 60% HP. So certainly we do have to actually take damage in order for Frieza to have, like, sort of his full attack buffs. But one other thing is Frieza is super effective against all types on 18 ki. I feel like you could use this Full Power Frieza in difficult content, like some difficult content stages, but it's like you gotta understand, like, any tough boss is gonna disintegrate this Frieza, right? Whereas, like, the LR Super Saiyan 4s, at least have got their 30% chance to super attack counter. Now, that's not the most reliable thing ever, but you do have that, right? For Full Power Frieza, what are we gonna look for? A 3 dodge, right? Like, it's like, we're gonna hope that we get a 3 dodge off. I actually want to get our 24 key super attack right here. So we're going to have most of our links activated with Cooler still. We have STR Cooler giving us a little bit of support. This is full health. Let's see what Rainbowed Link Level 10 STR Full Power Frieza is going to be able to do. Again, remember, he gets super effective against all types on his 18 key. The 50% attack and defense on his 18 key. He's getting 30% attack and defense on his 12 key super. So let's go ahead and see the damage that we get from Full Power Frieza. After this, let's go into a bit of a harder event. What do we get right here? 7.62. Yeah, 7.62 with what, like, around 400k defense right there? Man, it's just such a bummer. Like this is just, essentially, this guy's just a glass cannon, right? Like, he could do some damage for you. But, would I rather run this guy right here or TUR AGL Golden Frieza? Do you guys want to tell me? Which unit do you think I'd rather run on this team, right? Like, the thing with this Frieza, whereas LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta needed the EZA Super Saiyan 4s, right? The LRs. Cooler doesn't need this. Like this is not. It's not like, oh dude, thank God. They EZA'd this Frieza. Cooler's team is looking a lot better. Like, no, dude, not at all. I outside of a very difficult bot, like if the toughest phase of like maybe like Metal Cooler or something like that, Red Zone Metal Cooler coming up is like physical, like sure we could run this guy, but like I'm running this guy if he's gonna have type advantage, and that's it in difficult content. Just doing damage, it's not enough. You got to be able to take punishment as well. You can't just be doing, oh, super effective against all types, 7 million. Woo, damn, that boy's good. Like, no, you got to be taking hits too. All right, so now we're in a little bit of a tougher event. Let's see. So we are under 80% HP right here. So Frieza, right, he gets 4 key, 120% attack and defense at the start of turn. 4 key is good, right? For a yellow coin LR EZH, 4 key at the start, I'll take it, sure. 120% attack and even start a turn. 40% defense on super. He gets the super effective against all types on his 18 key, which is good, right? Again, it's not just, oh, he does a 7 million attack set. It's he's doing 7 million attack sets at full health with super effective against all types, right? Remember, we have to keep upgrading expectations as Dokkan is, you know, doing power creep with 200% leader skills, putting out tougher events, right? Like, you can't really fall in love with, like, the performance of the LR Super Saiyan 4 EZAs, which I feel like is very relevant when talking about this Frieza. I mean, dude, on JP, they came out 7 months ago, right? Like, and now we have an upgraded difficult content. Like, you know, back then, AGL Broly and Omega were the cream of the crop. You know, this is before Ginyu, before Majin Vegeta, before Vegeta and Trunks, before all these great units, right? Now we have even tougher content, and Frieza, it does seem like he feels a little bit similar to them. It really does. I mean, that's, of course, if we have his great link set fully up and stuff like that, right? Then Frieza's getting 2 key, 40% attack when we're under 80% HP, which is active right here. Then 2 key and 40% attack when we're under 60% HP, which we don't have active here. Then he does a guaranteed crit under 40% HP, which is fine. I've talked about this many times, though. I don't like when they stack super effective against all types and crit on the same character. I think this Frieza would have been very interesting to me if rather than that crit, everything could stay the same on this unit, but if you change that guaranteed crit to like 70% damage reduction under 40% HP or guard under 40% HP or something like that, this guy becomes interesting. Because it's like, okay, you're going through an event, you get cooked, you're at low health, but then this guy might be able to clutch it out for you. I feel like that would have been way better designed for this guy, and then that would have separated this guy from AGL Full Power Frieza too, which is another issue. This guy's just AGL Full Power Frieza, but worse. I feel like that's exactly what he is, right? Then he disables, you know, the enemy's action as a nullification or whatever, once within the turn of HP's 40% or less when attacking. You could do that once. He gets a nullification once under 40% HP. I think Dokkan does heavily, like think highly of that ability, right? Being able to kill an enemy action, which for sure. But it's like, it can only do so much for you if you don't have a scouter up, right? It's like, yeah, I mean, we could run full power Frieza with Chilai, right? On like the Space Traveling Warrior team or something like that. But I don't know. I feel like you get rid of the nullification, which you can only do once under 40% HP. Get rid of that guaranteed crit. And then that's where you could change this character up. Give him something. You know, what if this guy had a scouter, right? All of a sudden, then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, okay. We run this guy. He's putting up, you know, maybe like, you know, Goku, Trunks, and Pan, Physical Cell, like LR Super Saiyan 4 EZA type level performance in terms of like, you know, some of his attack stats, some of his defensive stats. But he has a scouter. Like, that could be interesting. Not really what they went with here. All right, so this is a good turn for Frieza. We have everything activated except for Over and a Flash. I mean, get used to that, where Frieza's teams, we're not going to be used getting Over and a Flash up, right? All right, so we're going to have 24 key right here. What is his defense? It's up to 231. Okay, again, remember he's getting 40% on super and then 50% from his 18 key. And if we additional super, we could get 30%. All right, let's see what damage we get right here. We do want to make sure that we take a little bit more damage on one of these next turns, because I do want to get below 60% HP so we can see Frieza's full output. But I mean, honestly, we've pretty much seen this character. Like, he's pretty basic. right? Whereas it's like, you know, like I'm going into the video for Namek Goku and I'm like, okay, like I gotta show this situation, talk about the guard, talk about his rage, and we'll talk about his orb changing, right? Whereas like Frieza, it's pretty basic what this guy is doing, right? Like there's not that much, like, oh, he's doing this, this, and this. It's just, he comes out, he does damage. That's pretty much it. Okay, we should be able to take, damn it, Metamorphosis, man. Maybe I want to not have these two together. I don't want Metamorphosis to heal us up. Maybe we'll take enough damage right here. I guess we could get next turn, and then we could skip ahead. The thing is, on the next turn, we're going to have, I think, Full Power Frieza's best setup, where we're next, super. Actually, no, we should be okay, because STR base Cooler, he's going to take damage from this Vegeta as well. Yeah, I think we're good. Are we below? Oh, dude, hopefully LR Cooler. No, we're going to kill Vegeta. Damn, are we below 60%? We might not be. LR Cooler hits too hard. No, we're above 60% HP. Damn, that sucks. Okay, well, the exact turn we're going to have next turn is what I want. I just want us to be below 60% HP, right? Because on the next turn, we're going to have all of Frieza's links activated, except for Over and a Flash. That Vegeta really didn't super attack, huh? Okay. Alright, so now after this turn, so we're up to 258. Third form Frieza, I feel like could get cooked right here. I'm actually just going to use a Ghost Usher. Third form Frieza, we would take potentially too much damage right there. Alright, so let's do this. So this is with one of our attack buffs, but we're not below 60% HP. I am going to want to get this exact rotation, because again, this is everything but Over in a Flash. This is a very good rotation for Full Power Frieza. Hopefully we could see him get his 12-key super attack as well. Now, Frieza's 12-key super, I did give my Frieza more so mostly additional, right? Because he's super effective against all types on his 18-key anyway, which isn't really hard to hit. So, you know, crits, is not really necessary. Now, he does have the unfortunate side effect of losing 5% HP on his 12-key super attack, but utilizing characters such as Heart Virus Goku, and LR STR Kaioken Goku, I feel like those little tiny, minuscule HP debuffs you get on some of these LR super attacks, it's not the biggest deal ever. I would rather he not have it, but it certainly is not a thing where it's like, oh, like now the character sucks or something. So, alright, I guess I might just cut here. And we'll come back. We'll get a bunch of different turns for Full Power Frieza. I mean, is he good? Yeah. Like he's solid, but it's just not good enough for what the level that you need to be to perform incredibly well in one of these difficult content events. I just doing damage is not enough. And it's also like Cooler's team. Cooler, to me, is the most impressive offensive unit in the game. I think Cooler's #1 in terms of defense. Or, excuse me, in terms of offense. In terms of offense, I think Cooler's #1, right? We don't need an offense unit on Cooler's team. Like, I don't know what they're doing with this Full Power Frieza. Like, it's not like, again, it's not like, oh my god, cool, I'm a free-to-play player, I easy this Full Power Frieza, now my Cooler team is great. Like, no. Like, that's not, no. Like we don't need what this Full Power Frieza is. Just an offensive unit is not what we needed on the team, right? Like, Cooler does so much damage by himself. He can cook stuff just by himself, right? He just needs units that can not bring him down around him. I think, again, you look at Full Power Frieza, the last part of his passive is the stuff that I think you could get rid of and swap in for other stuff. The guaranteed crit under 40% HP and the nullification that he could do once only under 40% HP. Get rid of those two things, give him support, give him a scouter, give him guard under 40% HP, give him damage reduction under 40% HP, something like that, right? Just attack and defense doesn't really cut it, right? Unless it's like, oh, he's doing a 17 million attack stat and his defense is 800k, right? Stuff like that is a little bit more acceptable. Not, all right, he's in, what, 300, 400, 500k defense and he's doing 7, 8, 9, 10 million attack stats. Whoopee! There's 50 units that could do that, right? Like, we need characters that will help the team in other ways besides just raw defense and raw damage. real quick right here, guys, I actually kind of want to just get the 12-key super attack animation in the video. I just wanted to get it in here, right? That's one good thing, right? Full power Frieza, key is not a problem for him. I do like that. On any LR character, the fact that, like, they're not going to struggle for key, it just feels really good, right? All good EZAs these days, or all good LRs these days, are getting key for, like, look at Revive Goku, and then look at LR Final Form Cooler. Both of them get 5 key just at the start of turn, then Cooler gets a bunch of extra key from attacking, and then Goku gets a bunch of extra key from being hit, right? So that's a way they make these newer LRs really crazy. It's just the amount of extra key they're giving themselves, right? Which is good. Alright, so we have Frieza's full damage buff active right here, right? We are below 60% HP. Let's just see this turn right here. We get legendary power if I put Frieza in slot 1, but I just want to make sure that Frieza can fully spread his wings right here. Again, trying to get a bunch of stats in here with him. I really do want this base STR Cooler to get an EZA, by the way. I feel like he could be very, very helpful for LR Cooler's team. Yeah, good damage. I mean, it's Frieza is doing good damage, right? But it's like, what happens when, oh, I don't know, one of these boys like Red Zone Omega decides to, you know, the STR Sin decides to just point that damn finger at Frieza and Super him for 500k. What then, right? What happens when Cell Max grins and then does 1.6 million damage to this Frieza, right? Like, we need characters a little bit more capable against that stuff. Not, oh, he's decent, I guess, right? Alright, we're continuing to get some good attack stats and stuff like that for our boy Full Power Frieza. Let's see what we get on this turn right here. Again, we got our full attack buffs up. This turn could be scary. I feel like we could potentially die right here. Are we going to die again? Let's see. I'm trying to get Frieza these, you know, below these HP thresholds, but it's causing us to take L's a little bit. All right, let's see how we do right here. This should be good damage. On the next turn, we'll be able to get Full Power Frieza's, what again, I think his best numbers would be with Third Form Frieza, and then, again, with LR, STR, Turles. Let's see what we do right here. Yeah, I mean, okay, sure. I don't think, we weren't below 40% HP, but... again, the damage he's shooting out constantly is very good. Alright, let's see what old Full Power Frieza's got for us right here on this turn. We should be able to get some at least decent numbers right here. Okay, so we can get to 24 key. We'll heal up a little bit. We should live, right? Yeah, if Vegeta supers right away, we live for sure. Alright, let's see what Full Power Frieza does on this turn. Damage... should be pretty good, right? What is his defense, right? Like in the 400 to 500k range. I think that's about as high as it gets. All right, this is good. Third Form Frieza getting supers in right here means his defense is going to be a little bit more bearable for us against this Vegeta. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. All right, Full Power Frieza. What does he get to? Remember, he's super effective against all types. 12.2 is what I've got him at. And he is super effective against all types as well. So there basically is Full Power Frieza, right? We could see the super effective kicking in right there. And that's exactly why him having guaranteed crits, I feel like, just doesn't really... it doesn't really help the guaranteed crits. You give him some sort of, again, damage reduction, guard, support, scouter, anything like that. Anything that's a little bit different, because LR Cooler is so good, so dominant, so powerful. He does not need offensive help. He needs characters to either support him or characters that are not going to die. Because Cooler is not super likely to die in a lot of tough stages. I mean, unless I guess if you get really unlucky or something like that. But, like, you know, Cooler with support with his big links up, he is crazy, right? And I wish that they had sort of, like, just more so built the team around him than give us just another generic damage-dealing LR. Alright, this is Last Ditch Attack Frieza, Full Power. His leader skill is the Full Power category key for 150% of stats, or Extreme STR key for and 100% of stats. His 12 key super attack is the Death Slicer, which raises attack and defense by 30% for one turn, does mega colossal damage to the enemy, and then he sacrifices 5% HP. I'd rather they just took that away after his EZA. But it's not the biggest deal ever. They did lower it. It used to be 8%, now it's 5%. But I feel like they could have just completely taken it away. His 18 key super attack is the Nova Strike, which greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, 50% buff, and then does mega colossal damage to the enemy. His passive skill, Rising Rage, gives him 4 ki and 120% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gets 40% defense on super attack, and he gets super effective against all types on his 18 ki, which is good so far. Then he gets 2 ki and 40% attack when HP is 80% or less, and then another 2 ki 40% attack when HP is 60% or less. So far so good. I like what we've got so far. But then the guaranteed crit when HP is 40% or less, it's so pointless considering he already easily is super effective against all types. I just don't think that he needs that, right? And then he also disables the attacked enemy's action once, if HP is 40% or less when attacking once only. So once only, he'll nullify an enemy action, and then he always guaranteed crits when HP is 40% or less. I feel like those two abilities, that's what you could change for this guy. And again, give him any variety of a bunch of stuff. Wicked Bloodline support, Scouter, maybe like Orb changing, something. I don't know. But I just think that the guaranteed crit when he's already super effective against all types isn't really that meaningful. I think his one-time only nullification is probably not going to be that meaningful considering you have to be below 40% HP to even activate it. I don't know. Not the craziest about that last part of his passive. His links are Prodigies, Universe's Most Malevolent, Strongest Clan in Space, Big Bad Bosses, Over in a Flash, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. He does have a good link set. He has Over in a Flash, which is pretty worthless on him, but the rest of his link set is strong. It doesn't matter, right? One, like, pointless link is not going to hurt this unit in that way. 12 ki multiplier, 150%, 24 ki is 200%, same as always. In terms of EZAs, this guy could help out, and there's definitely any EZAs against the Namek Saga, right? Like Physical Full Power Frieza, and then the STR Kid Gohan EZA. He is an LR, so you could probably find some creative setups for him on a lot of different potential EZA stages as well. And then Frieza has quite a few categories, actually. So he, of course, is on the Full Power category team right here, which is fine. Then Frieza's also over here on the Planet Namek Saga category team also. Then Frieza's over here on Transformation Boost. I'm very excited to see Transformation Boost get a huge... This is where, like, if we had a Carnival LR whose leader skill is, like, 200% to this category, like, that would be interesting, right? Then, of course, we also have Wicked Bloodline. Frieza's, of course, probably one of the stronger units on the cat. Well, I don't know, because LR Final Form Frieza, Golden Frieza, AGL Full Power Frieza, all better, right? Then Frieza's also on, what is this, Terrifying Conquerors right here? Yep. Terrifying Conquerors, probably the best villain team in the game right now. Probably. Then Frieza's also on Final Trump Card. You never know, perhaps this Frieza could be useful on the Final Trump Card category, right? Super Battle Road stage. I don't know, I probably would not run him. Maybe I'd run him to help Final Form Cooler. We'll see, it's hard to say. Then Frieza's also on, what is this? Inhuman Deeds? Yeah, Inhuman Deeds, which is like literally never gotten a leader skill before. Interesting. Then Frieza's also on Space Traveling Warriors. This is where he gets one of his 200% leader skills from Captain Ginyu. Then Frieza is also on, what is this? This is Planetary Destruction. Yeah, this is the Planetary Destruction category team he's on right there. Then Frieza's also on the Gifted Warriors category team. Then Frieza's also over here on Sworn Enemy, right, which is definitely a decent villain team as well. And then finally, Frieza is over here on the Battle of Fate category team. So let me know what you guys think of LR EZA Full Power Frieza, this STR Full Power Frieza. He's decent, but it's just not good enough. I've become very disappointed by EZAs these days, right? It's like, either they're just too, like, specific for when they'll actually be good, you've got a lot of RNG and they could be bad, or they're just not pushing forward enough, right? Like, I feel like they could have made this guy be a lot better, and it doesn't hurt Dokkan's bottom line. You know, it's not like this guy is pushing off, you know, LR Golden Frieza off of teams or anything like that. But I feel like they could have given this guy more. They really could have. There's no reason this guy couldn't have been better, I think. especially because we're in, like, one of these super major celebrations. This, I think, is where they need to sort of upgrade the power level, right? You gotta, like, you know, really set a new standard during these celebrations. Namek Goku, as far as EZA TURs, I feel like he potentially could be that, right? Like, he's felt pretty good to me. But this Frieza, I like what they did with Namek Goku much better. I see myself using Namek Goku in difficult content 1,000 times over this guy, for sure. So, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.